Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
It's been a while since Roman Reigns showed up on WWE SmackDown, and it doesn't look like he is coming back to the blue brand anytime soon. His rival and member of the Vision, Braun Breaker, made a shocking claim about the OTC's status this past Friday night. The original Tribal Chief made his return during the November 17th edition of Raw at Madison Square Garden, aligning himself with Team CM Punk as its fifth member for Survivor Series, War Games. Last night on SmackDown, the Vision and the Usos nearly came to blows. Jay and Jimmy came alone on the blue brand, causing the WWE Universe to erupt with the OTC chants. Yet, he was nowhere to be seen. During the segment, Braun Breaker could be heard saying, "He ain't coming. He's not here. He's never here. He ain't coming." Despite being a SmackDown superstar, the head of the table rarely appears on the blue brand. Since WrestleMania 41, Reigns has been booked on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Whether he will show up on SmackDown again remains to be seen. Roman Reigns will address the WWE Universe. The upcoming episode of Raw will be the last stop before Survivor Series, War Games in San Diego. WWE announced that Roman Reigns will be kicking off the show at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. In addition, a high-stakes War Games Advantage match will take place. Elsewhere, Brock Lesnar is also advertised for Monday Night Raw. The Beast joined the Vision as its fifth member. However, he ended up eating a Superman punch from Roman Reigns. Will he come face-to-face with the OTC once again? Or is CM Punk going to interrupt the original Tribal Chief? The two men had a heated exchange after Raw went off the air last week. This will likely be addressed when Roman Reigns opens the show tomorrow night. For years, WWE SmackDown has revolved around one name that towered above all others, Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the man whose presence defined a generation of WWE storytelling. From the moment he launched the Bloodline into dominance, his segments became the heartbeat of Friday nights. But now, according to one of his fiercest rivals, those days may officially be over. In a jaw-dropping series of comments that shook the WWE Universe to its core, the rival declared three words that echoed like a funeral bell over the blue brand. "He ain't coming." And with that, speculation exploded. Is Roman Reigns done with SmackDown? Is the Tribal Chief walking away from the brand he made must-see? Or is this another psychological war being waged by someone desperate to lure Roman into one final battle? Whatever the truth is, the WWE Universe can feel that something big, is happening. A rival's claim that shook the locker room. The claim reportedly came backstage after SmackDown went off the air. Cameras captured Roman Reigns' rival walking through the hallway with a smirk and a chilling level of confidence. When asked whether he expected Roman to show up next week, he didn't hesitate. "He ain't coming. He's done with SmackDown. He knows what happens if he shows his face again." The intensity in his voice was unmistakable. This wasn't a passing jab or a casual heel promo. This sounded like a man who knew something the rest of the world didn't, or at least wanted the WWE Universe to believe he did. The statement instantly sent shockwaves through social media. Fans, reporters, even former wrestlers began weighing in, asking the same question. Why would Roman Reigns walk away from SmackDown? Roman's explosive absence, a story years in the making. Roman Reigns has never been a weekly performer, especially in recent years. His status as WWE's top attraction gave him a more limited schedule, and the company protected his appearances carefully. But even with limited dates, Roman remained the backbone of SmackDown. Now? He hasn't been seen in weeks. Not in arenas. Not in backstage promos. Not even in mysterious cinematic teases that WWE loves to drop before a big return. His silence has become louder than anything he could have said. Some fans believe Roman is simply preparing for a blockbuster comeback, possibly at the Royal Rumble or even WrestleMania. Others are convinced that his storyline with the Bloodline has reached a dramatic turning point, especially with Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and the newer faction members claiming dominance in his absence. But the rival's newest declaration implies something far more final. And far more personal. Is this mind games or the end of an era? The question everyone keeps asking is this. Is Roman's rival telling the truth? Or is he trying to provoke the biggest return pop in WWE history? If this is mind games, it might be the boldest psychological tactic ever used in a WWE feud. Claiming that Roman Reigns, The most dominant champion of the modern era, is too scared, too broken, or too defeated to show his face on SmackDown is an accusation that would have been unthinkable even a year ago. But right now, the rival has the advantage. He has the spotlight. He has the storyline momentum. And with Roman gone, he has control. Declaring Roman done with SmackDown could be his way of stamping his authority on the brand, sending a message to the locker room that the era of the tribal chief is dead, and a new king has risen. Still, longtime fans know something. Roman Reigns never lets someone else tell his story. The bloodline without Roman, a powder keg waiting to explode. If Roman is truly out of the picture for now, the bloodline is the biggest question mark. Solo Sikoa has positioned himself as the new tribal heir, while newer enforcers have helped him maintain a grip on power through fear and intimidation. But there are cracks that only someone like Roman Reigns can mend, or break wide open. Solo's leadership is based on violence, not respect. Jacob Fatu, for all his brute strength, isn't loyal to anyone. Jim Uso and Jey Uso have gone their own ways. Paul Heyman has disappeared from TV, fueling rumors of internal chaos. Without Roman's iron-fisted structure, the bloodline feels less like a dynasty and more like a ticking time bomb. And that might be exactly why his rival believes Roman won't come back, because returning would mean confronting a faction that no longer fears him. The fans aren't buying it, and they're demanding answers. WWE fans reacted instantly to the "he ain't coming" comment. Roman doesn't run from anyone. This is a setup for the biggest return ever. His rival is scared, that's why he's talking like this. Roman Reigns is SmackDown. If he's gone, the whole show changes. Within hours, #where's Roman and #tribal chief started trending. To many fans, even the idea of Roman being done feels impossible. After dominating the brand for more than 3 years, he's become woven into its DNA. The WWE Universe believes they haven't seen the last of him. But the silence from Roman's camp only thickens the tension. What happens to SmackDown if Roman is really gone? SmackDown without Roman Reigns would be drastically different. 1. A new locker room leader must be chosen. Every era has its anchor: Cena, Bryan, Edge, Roman. Without Roman, SmackDown needs a new centerpiece, and several contenders are already stepping forward. 2. The bloodline story could shift into its final phase. If Roman is absent, it could signal the final major chapter of the saga, the collapse of the family empire from within. 3. His rival could become the face of the brand. By boldly declaring Roman done, the rival is positioning himself as the new alpha of SmackDown. 4. A potential return would hit even harder. If Roman waits. If Roman watches. If Roman bides his time. Then one day, his music hitting could become one of the loudest reactions in WWE history. So is Roman Reigns done with SmackDown? For now? The only thing certain is uncertainty. Roman Reigns is silent. WWE hasn't released a statement. The bloodline is unstable. And his rival keeps pouring gasoline on the fire with bold claims of Roman's retreat. He ain't coming. A simple sentence. But it sparked a storm. Is Roman quietly preparing for the biggest return arc of his career? Is he stepping away to rebuild, refocus, or reinvent? Or is his rival right? Is the tribal chief truly done with WWE SmackDown? The WWE Universe doesn't know the answer yet. But one thing is guaranteed. When Roman Reigns finally decides to speak, the entire world will stop to listen. And SmackDown will never be the same again.